Well, the proportion of matriculants enrolling in mathematics and physical science is indeed falling year on year. Their pass rate nationally is 75.8%, a decline compared with the class of 2013, which achieved 78.2%. Now, of the 532,860 public school matrics who wrote as full-time candidates in 2014, 128,986 failed. But it's not only the overall national pass rate that took a dive. Bachelor degree entrance passes dropped to 28% from 30.6% in 2013, and the percentage of mathematics and physical science passes also declined significantly. Well, to talk to us on issues around mathematics and science, we're joined from our Polokwane studios by Mr. Sello Makgakga, who is with the UNISA's Department of Education. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, madam. How are you?
Well, the number of matriculants who passed mathematics dropped from 59.1% in 2013 to 53.5%. Now, that's about a 6% drop in this critical subject. Grim figures. Clearly, much more work needs to be done. Where do we start, sir?
Yeah, actually, what has to take place is that there are factors that maybe could have affected the poor performance of learners in mathematics. So the main thing that we should look at, we should reflect on what we have done in 2014, so that we can know what is it that we can do. We can know the type of the intervention that can be put in place, so that we can improve the learner performance, like the teaching methods, the teaching strategies, because sometimes the results can be affected by the content and the pedagogical content knowledge. So when you talk about the content knowledge, we are talking about the depth and breadth, as well as the connectedness of knowledge, where the teacher should have for them to effectively teach learners in the classroom, and as well as the pedagogical content knowledge, the access, how learners access knowledge in the classroom. Because if knowledge, the knowledge is not well imparted in the classroom, learners might experience problems in acquiring mathematical knowledge. The other thing that we should do, we should motivate our learners, because some of the learners are not motivated in doing mathematics. They regard mathematics as a difficult subject. So it needs both the teachers, the parents, the other school stakeholders to motivate learners, like maybe even the lecturers at high institutions, to come in so that people can work jointly in terms of improving the result, and also to introduce, maybe to make sure that there are more in-service training, because we are in new curriculum. Like in mathematics, we have new topics that are included there. We have Euclidean geometry. We have probability. The two topics were excluded, were regarded as optional before the CAPS curriculum. So right. These are some of the things.
Yes, Sello, it does sound like you're saying that content knowledge of teachers and student motivation, of course, are crucial to success in these subjects. But if you look at a subject like physical science, we saw a drop from 67.4% in 2013 to 61.5%. Not a very large drop like we had in mathematics, but it translates to only about 5,513 students achieving distinctions. Are these subjects, Sello, the casualties of the rollout of the new CAPS curriculum last year? I'm asking, did the new curriculum influence the decline in these two subjects, maths and physical science?
Yeah, maybe the new contents that are introduced in mathematics and physical sciences, maybe those learners could have lacked the background knowledge of the two subjects. So that is why maybe we experience this low pass rate in mathematics and science. And the other thing that maybe we can look at is the human and the material resources, making sure that maybe learners have the human and material resources. And also, we have also to improvise in schools. Like if we don't have enough resources, we should make sure that we improvise. Either we can use the local resources to teach the concept, and we should also emphasize the real life situations in teaching mathematics and science concept, so that learners, they don't regard this concept as school-based or classroom-based. They should know that the knowledge that they acquire in the classroom will also be possible for them to apply in real-life problems. And we should also reinforce problem-solving skills, because if learners lack problem-solving skills, it will be very rare for them to engage in solving mathematical and scientific problems. Like when they look at problems, if they cannot identify or understand a problem, it will be very, very difficult for them to analyze what they don't understand or what they don't know, and execute them as well. So learners should have, or maybe we should reinforce these problem-solving skills in the learners. And also we can also look at the syllabus coverage. We should also ensure that we cover the whole syllabus before the learners sit for exams. And learners also should make sure that they prepare themselves from the beginning, from day one, that they should prepare themselves so that at the end of the year, they can at least they can have a good that they can have a good content knowledge of their subject. They will know what is it that they are going to do in the examination room. Those are some of the things that they impact in the learner's performance. The other thing is the language usage, because we know that we are now in multilingual classrooms. So most of the learners, they are not using English as their home language, meaning that some of the learners, they have a problem in interpreting questions because of the language. Language also plays a role. We should also look at the language. How can we improve the language of the learners in the classroom so that we can improve their academic achievement in mathematics and science?
Sello, when it comes to these subjects, mathematics and physical science, we know that the teachers were trained before the rollout of caps in their specific grades, but teacher unions and education experts complained that the training was not sufficient. Is this just a problem of teacher training? Now, compared with most other countries, education gets a very large slice of the public pie. Around 20% of total state expenditure goes to education. It receives the largest share of government spending. But of course, more money is always needed to address the huge backlogs left by 40 years of apartheid education. But should we not be seeing a larger slice of this pie dedicated to teacher training and development, especially when it comes to maths and science?
Yeah, actually, what we should look at, I cannot say teachers are not well trained, but as long as the curriculum is keeping changing all the time, meaning that the teachers also should be trained. There should be facilitators that can maybe equip those teachers so that they can be at the level with the new curriculum. We find that the new topics are introduced. Those new topics being introduced, meaning that those teachers should have the in-service training so that they will know what is it that they are going to do in the classroom. The teachers should be supported. And also the teachers, in my opinion, they should develop themselves in terms of maybe improving their, registering, maybe go furthering their education in line with their major subject, maybe in mathematics and science. so that they can keep up changing with the changing of the syllabus, keep up changing with everything that will be taking place in the mathematics and science stream.
Thank you. That was Sello Makgakga, who's with UNISA's Department of Education. Thank you, sir, for your time on SABC News.